If you're gonna be a freshman in college, I have some tips for you. This is because no one told me these things before I came in as a freshman in college. Don't raise your hand for anything unless you have a question related to the material or like the class. This is because I thought you had to raise your hand to go to the bathroom, but the professor doesn't care. You can just leave. Like, you don't really need to ask for anything. Like, if you need to step outside, take a phone call, you can just do it and then come back in. Another tip is if you're taking any final, midterm, or any exam and you finish, you can just turn it in and leave. You don't have to sit down and wait for everyone else to finish. Unless, of course, you're instructed otherwise. Another tip is actually for the dorm. Don't bring your entire closet. I used to think that I could bring my entire closet, all of my clothes, all of my shoes, and fit it into the little dorm closet. It's not gonna work out. Every 2 weeks, I would just bring clothes home because I had so much clothes just scattered around my room and it was really messy. There's always a lot of things that I convince myself that I genuinely need, but in college, a lot of it is provided to you, so don't bring too much. Another tip I have is do not buy an unlimited meal plan. And trust me, I'm a big back, I eat a lot, but every quarter that I had an unlimited meal plan, I would have like 30 leftover swipes and I would just be spending it on random shit. It's just not worth it. You're always gonna find time to eat outside of school, go home, you'll have leftover swipes. I think it's just the best to save your money and don't get unlimited swipes. You're gonna get tired of the on-campus food. I literally go to UCLA and they have the #1 dining hall, but after like a year and a half, I got really tired of it and started making my own food. Also, lock your doors. I feel like this is common sense, but this is one thing I forgot to do sometimes, and random people would just walk in, which was really weird, but I just said hi. Another thing is that a lot of professors are going to recommend you textbooks and tell you that you need this textbook for this class. And those are two different things. I know some people that go and buy the recommended textbooks, but most of the time you don't really need them. And another thing is that you can probably find that PDF like on Google or whatever. However, for the textbooks that the professor says you need for that class, just go and buy those ones. The last tip I have, and probably most important, is just get an iPad. Like, whether it's for a graduation present, just because you can have all your notes, documents, all on one little iPad instead of bringing all these papers and notebooks. I don't even remember the last time I used a pencil, like a real pencil. I just been using my Apple Pencil. There's a lot of good notes apps that are free. Another thing is that professors really like to hand out PDFs or post PDFs on Canvas or whatever school website you guys use. And it's easier if you just download the PDF and put it on your iPad instead of having to print out every single PDF, because there's a lot of professors that put like hundreds of pages, hundreds of slides. You don't want to print that out. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to studying. Good luck in college.